everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Bookmarked by Aaliyah. Welcome if you're new here. Per usual, I have no idea what this vlog is going to be. A couple of days ago, I did my wrap-up. But then when I did my wrap-up, there were so many more days of April left. So I read The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros. I have had that book for over a year, y'all. I don't think it's quite 2 years yet, but over a year. And I never picked it up for whatever reason. I don't know if it was just like, oh, this is going to be a slow book. I really don't feel like reading it. And I picked that book up well before I was really like into historical fiction. And it just sat there. It just sat there. So now that I'm kind of into historical fiction, I was like, okay, I need something to get me through the rest of the month. Because like in my head, I have the books that I kind of want to read for May. But there's so many books that were on my like May hopefuls that I'm not gonna read all those books, but I don't know which ones I actually want to pick up. So I knew I didn't want to start a book that I have planned for May, which is really crazy when I think about it. Like, just read the book. Like, why am I plotting out books month to month? Like, it's cool when I do like a TBR jar, but other than that, it's like you can have a mental TBR, but why? Just read these books. I don't have to wait until a month starts to start a book. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. We all do it, but when you really sit and think, it's silly. But I didn't want to pick, like, you know, my really like anticipated reads. So I was like, let me just go and pick this book up, see what it's talking about. Man, so the beginning of the book, I was like, I'm going to stretch this out, you know, until May. Just make me read this book for a week, you know, just pick it up a little bit at a time. And I really thought that was going to be the plan, because the book starts off kind of slow. I alternated between reading physically and listening, you know, per usual. If I'm moving and grooving, I was listening. If I was sitting and chilling, I was reading the physical book. And it read the same. You know, sometimes some books are just better on audio, especially like if it's slow or boring, it kind of gets you through it a little bit better. It wasn't like that. It read the same, audio or physical. First half of the book, it was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna be able to stretch this out. It was interesting. Like, I was into the book. Like, it wasn't a bad book at all, man. But at that 50% mark, I just flew after that. That book, y'all, it was good. It was really, really good. I gave it a 4.5 because it was so good. It was emotional. It was heartfelt. It was, oh my God, like it was a really good book. It is about Georgia and Noah. Georgia is the great granddaughter of a lady named Scarlett Stanton. She's this like Stephen King of the world. You know what I mean? Like, she's written 90 some books, 70 some books in her lifetime. She has one manuscript of her love life, of the love of her life, that she never finished. Get it? Things we leave unfinished. Love that. Her family wants to finish the novel, so they find the best author out there that can kind of mimic her writing and give it an ending. She really doesn't like this author, but he's the best one for the job. She's given all her little stipulations on how she wants it to be. Obviously, they don't like each other too much, but you know how that goes. So that turns into a love story in itself. You have multiple timelines, because then you're going back to Scarlett's life with Jameson from World War II, which is what the story is about. So basically, your past chapters are really kind of like the story that they're writing. And you have all these little letters going back and forth between Scarlett and Jameson from back in the, you know, 30s, 40s or whatever. It is just a beautiful story. It is so beautiful. And the way it ended, like, I didn't even expect this story to really have a plot twist, because it wasn't that type of story. But was I surprised? Because it definitely had a plot twist. I never saw that coming. Nothing in me would have ever thought that would have happened. And that was just the icing on the cake. Honestly, this book was like 3.75, 4-star, but it got bumped up to a 4.5 just because of the plot twist. I wasn't ready. So if you throw me off kilter and you give me something that I had no idea was coming, especially in a historical fiction book that I wasn't ready. But anywho, that was a great book. So that's basically what I've kind of ended the month with, because I think I'm starting The Gravity of Us by Brittany Cherry today. yes, I'm going to work, so it's not like I'm going to be like diving into it unless it's a down day, but it's Monday, so I doubt that very seriously if I'm going to have like a crazy amount of time to read outside of my breaks. But I'm gonna start that because that's not long at all. And I want to get this out the way because I got her new one, and I also have Disgrace by her, and I kind of want to get to those, but I'm like, I don't want to get to those before I finish off this series. This is the Element series, and this is the last book in the Element series. So I was like, wow, it's something I can get through probably in 24 hours. Let me get this book done before May. So that is what I'm reading right now. I will update you when I'm doing something else bookish.
It's positive Lucy was a witch, but at least with her tea, I was able to clear my head for the first time in weeks.
I don't like anybody in this story. I like the story, but I don't like any of the characters. There is not one character that I like. It's very odd for a Brittany Cherry book. But because it's Brittany Cherry, I know there better be hope. Better be hope. Because right now, I'm not feeling it. If you don't know what the story is about, I don't either. Because I have no idea where the story is going right now. You have this like broody, angry, everybody did him wrong in his life main male character, Graham. He's like this best-selling author. I feel like I keep reading these books with best-selling authors. But anyway, he's a best-selling author. And then you have Lucy, which is this quirky, hippie type of girl, owns a flower shop, and their lives cross. I can't tell you how they cross because it's probably going to give away a lot of the story, but their lives are going to cross. I can't even tell you, like, this is the hardest part about doing this. Like, it's hard for me to talk about a book sometimes, and I say that all the time, but it's hard for me to talk about a book without spoiling it, and that's a no-no over here. But their lives are going to cross some kind of way. They're going to form a bond. They're probably going to end up together, obviously, because that's the point of the story. Clearly, that's where it's going, as a romance. But right now, I hate her. I hate him. She's annoying. He's just, I don't know, y'all. But we're reading it. I think I'm probably like halfway through. So like I said, Brittany Cherry books are pretty easy to get through. Usually on a normal day, I could finish her books in 24 hours, but I started this and didn't even read it. So that's where we are. And I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything. I have an on the go for Aaliyah. Thanks. I don't like this Dunkin'. This is not the one I go to all the time, like before work and stuff. I don't like this one. And watch my coffee be nasty. And I messed up and got oat milk instead of almond milk. And I didn't even realize I did that until I, completed the order. So this is about to be gross because I don't really do oat milk like that. But thank God for points because it was a free coffee. So I can't be too mad. Clearly, y'all didn't even start making it. And that's another thing. You do an on-the-go order and it's never ready. What's the point of on-the-go? I could have just ordered through the drive-thru. And my sandwich is going to be cold. Watch. And they in there scrambling, confused right now, looking at each other, holding their bags. It's probably not even my sandwich. Watch them give me pork. Morning. Thank you. You too. Let me taste this nasty coffee. So I got a iced coffee with butter pecan and caramel like I always do, but I always get almond milk and cold foam. Like I said, I messed up and got oat milk. I'm scared to drink it. You know, like, is it? I did get oat milk. Yeah. Ugh. Tastes like oatmeal in liquid form. This ain't bad. It's not even. It doesn't taste like real oat like. Some oat milks I've tried, it's like, ugh, why would you drink that? Well, I talked all that stuff, and now I'm gonna be ordering oat milk. That was actually kind of good, y'all. They ain't bad at all. What is my sandwich called? I forgot to say no egg. Y'all, I'm all over the place today. How I even get on all this? Anywho, we supposed to be talking about a book, right? Before I left the house, I had a Barnes & Noble gift card in my hand, about to throw it in my purse. I put that thing right down. I don't need to be in nobody's bookstore, y'all. It's getting out of hand. Like, I got enough books. I really do. And I thought I'm pretty much set for what I want to read. But it's like, I have so many good books right now, y'all. So many. And I want to read them all, like, on my May TBR. That's what this video should have been, what I want to read in May. But y'all know how moody I am. I'm going to say I'm going to read them and not read them. Even though I've been sticking, to what I say on here. This channel definitely holds me accountable. But yeah, so I'm about to go get myself together. It's my beauty day every other week. I will give you an update probably when I'm done with this book, because it's not going to take long. I'm gonna be out and about today, so I'm gonna listen to a good chunk of it. So that's gonna get me like a good ways through. And like I said, I think I'm probably like at 50% at this point. So I'll probably be almost done. By the time I give you an update, I'll be done. So I will see y'all then. Somebody jumped into my driver's seat and dropped me off at Target. Target has books, but I'm just going to look. Don't get your panties all in a bunch. Just coming to look. But I'm just going to go see what the books are talking about. I'm not going to go like buying them. Oh, I'm glad this is on paperback now. I've been wanting this book. This is like the Target edition, but honestly, I like my regular version better. It's brighter. My book is like way more orange than that. Everybody's like reading this memoir right here. Tina Knowles. I heard it was really good. This right here, I cannot wait to jump back into this series. And I had no idea that this was gonna happen. This sold it for me. This right here. Look at that girl. Look at that girl. I have this already on my Kindle and on audio, and I think this is going to be one of the other fantasies I read. The synopsis of it sounds so good, and a heist. How can you not love a heist? I know Elsie Silver is very, very popular, and I have never read a book by her. I don't think I'm going to do the Chestnut Spring series. I think if I do anything by her, it'll be this series. I don't know why. It's just something about this one. I feel like I don't know. I don't feel like I would like this one. It's just something, nothing ever grabbed me about it, but something about this one makes me seem like I would like that better. See? Y'all proud of me? I didn't buy not one book. I looked and touched and feeled and smelled them all, but I didn't buy them. Look like it's about to rain, so I'm about to take my butt home and read. And that's what I'm planning on doing today. I've shut down nails, I've shut down feet, I've shut down anything else that I could possibly do today. So I will see y'all back at home. But I didn't update you on it just because I was tired and I didn't feel like talking, I guess, after I read this book. I don't know, but it's today and I'm about to update you now. So I finally finished this, and I will say, out of every book in the Element series, this was my least favorite. I feel like this should have been like the second or third book in the series. If you see this thing shaking, just know it's your girl. It's your girl Lola that has to come in the mix when she hears me start to talk. So excuse that if it starts shaking. I just feel like it should have come earlier in the series, because while these are all standalones within the series, and they're not connected at all, no overlapping characters or anything like that, I just feel like the other ones were so heartfelt. They were a little deeper. I might have teared up, you know, and these are all my opinions, but this one just felt rushed. None of the characters were likable, in my opinion. Like, I did not like one character except Ollie, and Ollie played a very, very small role in this whole story. It wasn't even about him. He was just kind of like a side character that popped in and out. He was the only one I liked. So I did end up giving this a 3.75 star, but it's Brittany Cherry, so I'm gonna let her slide with this, because every single book I've read by her I've loved. But I mean, I didn't dislike this book. It was just okay. Like I said, it felt rushed. The pacing was weird toward the end, and just a lot of stuff happening, just like back to back with no real, like, I felt like it needed more. It either should have been longer or just taken out of the story, or I don't know. But like I said, the characters were unlikable. And when the characters are unlikable in a story, you don't root for them, you don't feel for them, you don't hope that they get together. Like, you don't wish for any of those things, because you don't even like them. So you definitely don't care about what happens to them, you know. So it still was sweet. It still was heavier, you know, on the topics, but it just did not compare to any other Brittany Cherry book that I've read. I felt like she was on a deadline. Her agent probably was like, look, you need to get this fourth book out, like ASAP. And she was like, okay, let me hurry up and get a book out. That's what it felt like to me. You know what I mean? Which I'm sure, I'm not an author. I'm sure that happens. You know, you on a deadline, you got writer's block, you can't think of anything. So you just start typing. You just need to get the book out, you know. It could have been that. It might not have been that. She might have put her heart and soul in this. I don't know. But it just wasn't my favorite. And I will say, out of every Brittany Cherry book that I've read, this, in some parts, read like a rom-com. Like, I was literally laughing at some parts in this book. And it was funny. So that probably what gave it the 3.75. Y'all know I love a good rom-com. I'm super silly. So I love to laugh at foolishness. So I don't know. Anyway, that's enough of this book. So for May, I have no idea what I'm going to start this month off with. Usually with it being May 1st, I would have started, you know, I'm going to start a book today usually, but I don't know. I'm off tomorrow too, so I might just chill today. I might pick something up. I don't know. I'm about to just, you know, do stuff around the house. It's super gloomy. It's about to rain again. It's been raining off and on all day since yesterday. So it's that type of day. So y'all know a nap is involved, clearly. But I'm not going to talk about like all my anticipated reads for May, because honestly, they're probably the same as everybody y'all been watching, just because all these books came out like all at one time. So everybody's talking about the same books. So y'all know I already want to read them. You already saw that I got the book, so I don't want to be redundant, but those are definitely some of my higher, you know, highly anticipated books for this month. A lot of them scream summer, and I live in the Midwest, so it's not summer here. Like, for you somewhere, wherever you are, it may be 85 degrees and been 85 degrees consistently, 80s at least. Like, it was what, 80 degrees last week. Yesterday was like 60 something. Today I think is only like low 60s again, but like last week it was only 52 degrees. Like, we're real bipolar with our weather up here in the Midwest. So it ain't summer or nice weather for us consistently until about mid-June, honestly. So we're about to be all over the place. So I'm saying all that to say, I don't want to read all of my really, really summery books all this month, because it's really not like summer to me. I know it's still spring and the weather will fluctuate, but like, I don't want to read all of my like happy, sweet, romance, you know, heartfelt, cutesy reads in May. I have a lot of dark books. I'm looking at my book cart. I have a lot of dark books, and I might throw a couple of those in this month, just because I don't want to read all of those. Like, for sure, Jessa Hastings is getting read this month. For sure, The Favorites are getting read this month. That's not a cutesy read. And for sure, I don't know. I know. And the new Brittany Cherry, because I do have that one too. And I have Disgrace by her. So one of those are going to get read this month. I'm really not sure which one. But I don't know. I have this because I was thinking about starting this one today or tomorrow, just because it's a really short read. And I just kind of want something short, not too heavy, even though I know this book is on the heavier side because of the topic of it. But I don't know. It's a really short read. I don't know if I'm going to be in the mood for this when I actually sit down to read, because I'm really not about to do that right now. I just got this book out to sit and look at me and say, read me. But I don't know. I might read that. I just know I want it to be short. So as always, thank y'all for watching, hanging out with me for a few days. Make sure you like and subscribe and share with your friends. And I will see y'all next Sunday.